What's happening, family? We got a great show today. I'm with Johnny. Holla at the people, Johnny.
What it do? What's up? What's up?
And I am Little Earl, a.k.a. Earl the Pearl, a.k.a. Earl the Squirrel. And today we got a special guest. Matter of fact, there they go.
Okay.
What's
up,
happening
bro?
with you?
What's up with the broski? Wildin', man.
This is my man. Introduce yourself, P.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's P. Hughes, a.k.a. Paris Hughes. It's good to be here with y'all brothers, man.
It's good to have you.
y'all.
It's good to have you,
What's
man.
up?
Can you hear yourself fine, man? You
Y'all
good?
can hear
You
it
good?
perfect.
It feel like a family reunion. Who we introduce? Say, hey, old school wives
That's
and
enough.
third good days.
That's enough.
If only we had Mr. Davis here, it'd be band class. What's happening?
Straight
Don't
up.
lie.
Oh, man,
Dang,
we
we
got
was
some-
all in band class.
We
I
was.
just thought about
Yeah,
that,
we
yo.
was.
Yeah,
Johnny
that
had the
was
sax.
crazy.
Earl was
You know
what?
trombone.
The trombone.
Yeah.
I was the sax too.
He ain't
yo.
even play trombone. He just joned on people, man. He like, man, look at you over there playing the flute, dog. What you play the flute for? Who picks up the flute? Like, he be joning like a
No lie, yo. Those are the
Straight
good
up.
days, man.
Yeah.
We barely did any band work in there,
Y'all
though, but that
both-
was band class.
We
Y'all
used to
both
be
had sax
chilling.
though, right?
Yeah.
Alto.
Slim, you used to carry your sax everywhere.
Nah, I remember Paris had this black and gold sax, bro. Everybody wanted that jump. And he was like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? My family, man, they got me this jump, bro. He was stunned
Word,
like
Amazon,
a mother, man.
or whatever it was
Right?
at that time, man.
I got my
crappiest
trombone.
J.C. Penney's like a
I
mother.
got my trombone from class.
Man, what?
The donated ones from the
You know,
70s.
right?
and when school was over with, I kept it at the house. I still got a trombone in my mother's house somewhere.
Oh, what?
Dang,
I
man.
was listening to that trombone.
I'll tell you.
I should have never gave mine up.
We got some great topics today for you, Paris, man.
Yeah,
First
man.
topic of holla at him, Johnny.
Well, we gonna get right into it, man. It's will your heart stop you from doing what's right? Now, how we came up with the topic, man, you know, if y'all familiar, you know, we all got Netflix. And if you don't, you just out of the loop. You know what I'm saying?
I won't give you my
Straight up.
password.
Right, you know, you definitely ain't getting mine. I already got like 5 cousins on mine, you know. They all got their own little profiles
Right.
and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I'm
Every
like,
day it's a new profile.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm about to go ahead and cut them off, man. But anyway, you know, we got the topic from Infinity War, Avengers, you know, of course, the movie Bird Box, and also, Black Mirror Bandersnatch. Now, all 3 of these movies, they have something in common. Choices and making the right choices, of course. You know, when you got Bird Box, you got the one guy that's like telling everybody, no, we shouldn't do this.
John
and
Malkovich.
we shouldn't do that, and yada, 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 you know. And
Come
then
down, all the decisions were the right decisions to make. He was being
right,
careful.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then it's like, you know, at the same time you got in Avengers, right? You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? You
Yeah,
got
man.
Thanos, you know.
Oh,
now
man.
for those who don't know,
Still mad at Star Lord.
for those who don't know, my man Paris is like a huge enthusiast for like comic books,
I
man.
think he worked for
and-
Marvel because he be having all the
Yo, he
download
got
info.
all like if you got any questions about any comic book,
Please,
bro, DC,
please.
Marvel, like hit this man up.
If you
He
look
got
at
all the
issue
answers.
79, 1968,
Right,
actually
you know.
what happened was
What really happened was like it's like the craziest stuff, man. But like, you know, you think about like Thanos, man, like how, you know, everybody felt like he was wrong.
Yeah.
But when you really break it down, man, like this dude actually had a good reason for doing what he
Right.
you know, wanted to do.
Yeah, not
which
enough,
was,
not
you
enough
know,
resources in the world, so you cut them in half.
you know
and
what
I've
I'm
had
saying?
times where I feel like that's, you know, when I would think like, man, that's so wrong. And then I'd be in traffic in DC and be like, I need a Thanos.
You
moment
know
right
what I'm
now.
saying?
If he could just make half these people just disappear in the dust.
Boy, I
That
get to
would be
work on
good.
time, you know
Or
what I'm
like the
saying?
Chick-fil-A line when you trying to get through and
Man,
get your food.
what? You know?
I need the Infinity Stone
I'm
right now.
telling
I
you,
could just
man.
get rid of half these
I'm
people.
telling you, man. And even, you know, Black Mirror Bandersnatch, man, it's like, you know, in that movie, you know, you as the audience, you actually have to choose. It's a very interactive, you know, movie. So it's like you actually choose what the characters do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's going to put you in certain situations where, for example, it might say, throw this family picture and break it, or put tea all over your computer. They're both bad things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like nobody wants to throw like a picture of like their parents and stuff, like, you know, out of anger, like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But at least you can put a frame back on that thing. If
You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, don't nobody want to, you know, break the computer at the same time. Now, it might give you one where it's like pour hot tea over your computer or smash your computer.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? And you like, I don't want to do either
Right.
way, you know? And the crazy thing about it is like you have to choose. If you don't choose, then you know the movie chooses for you. You know, very interesting. You know, all that other stuff, man.
Nah,
but
for sure.
it's one of them things, man. It really makes you think. All right, like let's get real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you had to choose, man, if you had to make certain decisions in your life, you know, what is your heart going to tell you? But then what is your mind going to tell you too? What's your brain really going to be like, you know, dang, like the smart thing to do is this, but I would feel so bad if I did that.
Right.
So what you going to choose?
And starting off with your heart, you know, helping you make the wrong or right decisions. Are you normally a glass half empty or a glass half full person?
Now, when you say that, like, what do you mean? What does that mean?
So glass half empty, half full is basically your outspec on life.
Okay.
A person that's half empty, they normally think of the worst or the worst of an outcome. So say you got in a car accident, all you thinking about is, oh, I lost my car, I still got to pay for that.
Right.
A half full person to be, man, I'm alive, I'm living, I get to see my family still. I don't got no injuries to me. It's just a car. I can get another one of those. So you should outspec on life.
Oh, okay. I have to say a half glass empty because
Really?
Yeah.
You a
Yeah.
positive guy.
Yeah, but
Elaborate,
I have to,
brother.
I have to flip it when I put it out there for other people to actually see like how I think otherwise. But when I'm to myself, I usually always think about the worst case scenario. That's why I'm always able to peep out most of the positive ways or like the better outcomes when they come further down the line. So like the example that you gave, like if you got into a car accident, I would be like, God dang it, man, like I'm not gonna be able to make it to work, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then later on, I'll be like, well, you know what? Maybe I can call an Uber or etc. So
At least I'm living.
yeah. Eventually, I'll think about all that later. But I mean, just because like I put like a lot of stress on myself in general, I think that I always end up thinking about the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But I'm always willing to share better case scenarios with other people if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm definitely half empty because I grew up in kind of a rough environment, you know, violence, you know, drugs. So I kind of tend to think of the worst of people because of my environment. And you know, I can't stand but at least God woke you up this morning person. Like, I hate that person. I got 5 days.
Like, why you so positive?
At least God woke
I
you up.
want to be angry. Like,
Right.
Is God gonna pay the bills though? Because I got bills to pay. If you give it to God, he gonna pay it. But is he gonna pay? Is he actually gonna take the bill to the bill man and say this is God on behalf of Earl?
Right, like I got you. I'm gonna put my little signature right here at the bottom from God.
This is an affinity check. You can pay for everything with this check. Like, yeah. So, all right. What about you, Johnny?
man, I don't know, man. I gotta say, I'm definitely like Paris. It's like I'm half empty, but I try to stay positive at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, like I'm always stressing myself out, always like thinking the most. Even like when I have certain ideas and stuff, I like to break stuff down. Like, okay, what's the pros and what's the cons?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen and what's the best that can happen? You know what I'm saying?
And I think we definitely put ourselves, especially this generation, we put so much on ourselves.
Bro,
Not
we
realizing that. Then it's like
We do.
that famous post on Facebook and Instagram. They'd be like, when Oprah was 22, she was still
You know what I'm
working.
saying?
But it's like, man, I need to get this done right
Right,
now,
I need to
'cause
get this
tomorrow
popping.
is
How
not
my boy,
promised.
how my boy Biggie saying, y'all seen the Biggie movie, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Notorious.
yeah.
Remember when he was about to go to jail,
Yeah.
and he saw your boy Diddy outside? He was like, man, Puff, man, you know I'm gonna do whatever it takes, bro. But it gotta pop off now, man. Like it gotta go now. You know what
Or
I'm
I'm
saying?
back to selling drugs.
Yeah,
Puff.
you
I
know
need
what I'm
that
saying?
check
My
right
boy
now.
Puff was like, yo, calm down, big. All right, yo,
Right,
we got you.
right.
Yo,
Yeah, we
he's like,
so-
man, whatever
yeah.
I gotta do, but it's gotta happen now, dog.
We're so fast in society.
I'm
We need
telling you.
everything now. Like,
I'm telling you.
they about to make. I wanted to get a new phone and stuff like that, and they said they got a 5G coming out. I'm like, so 4G ain't good enough? They said,
Right.
yeah, people saying 4G too slow.
Uh-huh.
The 5G.
I'm
Like
telling
like
you,
a
bro.
long time ago, like back then, like when Oprah was coming up and stuff like that, you know, finances and stuff like that was totally different. But now today, in today's world, I mean,
Right.
it's easier for us to get social media famous or make money that way.
Right,
But
right.
reality wise, I mean, for the person that's been locked up or for the person that's, you know, struggling right now who ain't got the monies like
Right.
that, it's going, I mean, you can't just say, you know, go out there and do A, B, and C. It takes a little bit of time and a little bit more effort.
Right.
And the one thing that y'all both mentioned is that, you know, I think that most African Americans are pretty much more stressed because of most of the stuff that we've been through within our history.
Right,
Like
right,
our
right,
fathers and
right.
grandmothers or whatever. We don't have it easy where we can just, you know, pop out and be like, oh, okay, I got into a car accident. Like, oh, you know, my insurance is covered. Some of us, they really ain't got insurance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
Like, you know,
saying?
because it's like really that hard.
Boy,
So,
we living on a thin line, bro.
right, man.
Thin ice.
So
Yeah.
name a situation where your heart made you make the wrong decision. Relationship, whatever.
I use relationship wise, but I mean I won't go too far into details.
You
but
ain't got to, brother.
yeah,
You can if you want to, but you don't have to. It's all right, you know.
yeah. I remember like back in like 2015, it was like a young lady I was speaking to, and like we met each other like on social media and
You
whatnot.
know who you are, young lady.
Right. She knows who
Timeline,
she
like he
is.
was only dating me. In
What's
2015.
up, boo? But yeah, we was talking to each other like almost every day. You know, we was watching things like online together. You know, talking to each other over the phone, like really making things work long distance wise before she actually came down. I even had the chance to meet her like when she finally came down and everything. So everything was feeling like it was going pretty smooth. But then reality started to hit me like, dang, like this chick do live pretty far. I live in Maryland. This chick live all the way out there in New York. Like, how am I gonna make this work? It's too much going on.
Right.
So in the back of my mind, I did have that type of feeling. A few months later, probably like around January or February, another young lady ends up coming along who I went to high school with. And you know, sometimes when girls come to you like, oh, you know, I always felt this way about you and whatever. And it's that one chick that you really want to get in. You're like, what? Say no more. I'm there. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
So
The greatest choice. He was like, I gotta go with that.
I was like, yo, it's a done deal.
Refuse.
Like my heart was telling me, like, let's just go ahead and do this, yo. Like, just, I mean, break it off with the other girl, even though y'all aren't dating,
Right.
and just go ahead and go with the, you know, the chick that you knew from high school. But at the end of the day, I knew it was like the wrong decision because I was actually building something with somebody else freshly instead of actually, you know,
Shutting
giving them
it
a
down.
chance. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
like
right.
being that quick to shut it down and
Yeah.
not like really give things time.
I feel you.
And you know, when things didn't work out with me and the young lady that I knew from high school, it was like, yo, like I felt like I actually made the wrong decision. So I mean, you know, one thing I think that's good to think about is the difference between your heart at the time when you make a decision. Is your heart broken when you're making the decision?
Okay.
Or is your heart, you know,
Give
in the
yourself
right-
some time before you just make a rational decision.
Right. Make sure that like you really know what you're thinking about before you do so. And actually, what is the meaning of being right? Because I mean, my definition of right and your definition of right can be totally different.
You ain't
so
lying.
that's
ain't lying.
yeah. That's
So,
something to think
so
about.
when making wrong and right decisions, right? Let's talk about a big thing that happens, especially in our community as Black people. Making a wrong or right decision of loaning money to friends and family.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I got like cousins that will hit me up all the time, and let me make sure when I say this, like I love all my cousins. Like I'm not trying to put nobody out there.
I asked him for $20 on Thursday last week.
I got some cousins that ask me like, "Yo, P, you know I'm hungry. Like I'm waiting for payday. Like please help me, please." And you see like the little number start coming up at the bottom of the screen with only 5 cents a day you can donate to. I'm like, you know what, man? Let me go ahead and give her some money, man. So she can leave me alone. And the next week she end up asking again, like, "Oh, you know, I really do need a little bit more money," or you know, your sister may need something, which is fine.
Yeah.
Your mom may need something, or whatever the case may be. So you may feel obligated to help your family members out because you don't want to look like you're trying to be, you know.
I think I tend to give money to that family member that is so stubborn that you almost gotta, like, you watch the movies with like the son selling dope and I'm not taking that money, so he done left the person their wallet.
Right.
Like, you gonna take this money, mama. Like, I give it to those family members who don't want the help, to where you like, yo, take this money. Like, I know you strong, but take this money.
You
Man.
deserve
How
it.
you just not gonna take this money? You gonna take this money?
Yeah.
Like, I had a
fight and
situation with a family member of mine that asked me that her rent was due, and she was asking if I could pay half of it, and half was like $500-$600. So I'm like, I can't do half, but I can do like $200 or $300. So I guess she's been watching my social media. So instead of just taking $200 or $300, she was like, "Well, you doing shows with Dave Chappelle?" And
Oh man,
first
see?
of all, how you counting my pockets?
Bro,
you don't
right.
know
You
what
don't
I
know
did
what
with
you
Dave.
did. Right.
Like, really, it be family like that.
I ain't even gonna stunt because like I got Facebook friends and I ain't trying to put nobody out there, but you know what I'm saying? I've had the opportunity to travel, go all over the world working, you know what I'm saying? And people see that and they like, "Oh man, that boy Johnny been to this country, he
money.
been to that
Yeah,
country,
he has
he been
that.
to," you know
I
what
was
I'm saying?
watching Johnny like, this brother is a
I
low-key
mean,
superstar.
I've been, but that's the thing. Like, you don't even understand the situation.
Yeah,
like, you know, I'm traveling and stuff like that. But just because a brother is traveling, don't mean I'm like Bruno Mars.
Unless you see me on the
know what I'm
G5,
saying?
talking
Right.
about come see me at MGM.
You know what I'm
tickets
saying?
$1,000 a person.
Exactly.
It's like, Johnny, you just sold tickets for $400-$500 a
Bro.
person. You got some money on you, Slim.
Bro, I done had people like hit me up like Bammers I went to school with, I ain't seen in years. They don't hit me up on a regular and they
Yeah.
like, "Hey man, you know, and I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna stunt. I ain't got nothing. I was about to ask you for $20. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to ask you for a ride.
You know what I'm saying?
asking
Straight
me.
up. You asking me. So I guess we both just, I don't know what we gonna do. And I be feeling bad because it's like, I am the type of person where it's like, all right, even if you haven't hit me up in a long time and stuff like that, but you need something.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I got you, because I want to be in that same situation.
Right.
Like, there might be a time when I'm a definitely, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you never
Right.
know. But, and I'm like, I say that to say, if I had it,
Right.
you would have had it. But don't look at my life. Don't, look at he got it going on and stuff like that.
Count,
Let me
count
hit
in
him
my
up.
pockets, as we
You
say in
know
the
what
black
I'm saying?
community. Don't count my pockets, count yours.
Yeah, because black people, man, especially, a lot of like this generation, man, we famous for posting those old vacation pictures in Miami Beach from 2 years ago, making it look like, we just left, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
And it's like, man, you
Fake it till you make it.
boy.
Hey, I mean, you got sun every now and then to show
Yeah,
like
you
how much a
got
good
to.
time you had. But I mean, either you got it or you don't. But that's the
Straight
fun
up.
part about actually, saving up your means and actually
Exactly.
deserving the moment to go out there and have a good time. That's
Exactly.
what makes it more significant.
Especially, listen, not even my family in DC, the homeless people in DC, they are aggressive when it comes to asking money. You got some change, brother? Nah, I ain't got no change, brother. Then you go inside, let them see you had some change. Crazy, you had no change. Bro. Do I know you, brother?
Right.
Where you know me from?
I just got enough for me.
I had
You
to
know
rip
what
up
I'm
a $5 bill in front of a homeless person one time just to prove a point. Now, can't none of us get it.
Right.
Dang, that's messed up.
Now we're done.
He probably said, "Sis, you crazy. Let me go ahead and put some duct tape on here and just
I'm
put
gonna
this
glue
back
this back. I'm
together."
gonna glue this
I think I can still
linking
use it,
together.
So
So name one person that you can't say no to. That one person that's like you every time almost. Probably your lady, your mama.
I really would say my lady, but like most of the time she's very cautious of when she asks me for things because she always wants me to have stuff instead of her. She actually wants to put herself
listen to
in a
that.
position to get back to me. So I'm like,
Listen to that.
oh my God.
Got you a black queen.
that
That's
might
what-
be wifey right there.
Michelle Obama.
I love my boo. I love my boo.
Is that our favorite girl from New York?
Yeah. No, little New Yorker.
Don't throw her name out there. You know who you are. You know who you are. Hit it with the blue face. You know who you are.
But I probably would. I would have to say, her. Like, if there's anything else that like she ever needs, I always, say yes, because I'm not thinking of. I know that the things that she'll ask for, she won't even ask for it or mention it. I know it's not nothing that's temporary stuff that can actually be effective like long term wise. Okay. So if you need stuff for like school, like I really need these books, or I really need to get to point A to point B. All right, you need an Uber. Boom, I call
That's
you.
what
Uber.
your
You need
boo
this.
is for. But if
Yeah,
she call
man.
you like, I need a whole whip, you can be like, this ain't what I do. I can't do that.
Like,
for
look, we ain't even married. Shawty, like we,
Right.
you know,
I don't even like you like that.
God
What
damn.
about you, Johnny? Who's the person you can't say no to?
Man,
Gotta be your mama. Gotta be your mama. I got people that know you watching like, it's his mama.
nah, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It used to be, you know what I'm saying? I used to be that person that just be like trying to say yeah. But like, I'm grateful because it's like my mom's, she one of them peoples. Actually, like both of my parents, they one of them peoples where they just like, look, you don't have to break your back. It's okay to say no. You know what I'm saying? My brother is like that too. My brother, he do that to me. He be like, yeah, I got you.
Shout out to Corey, yo.
You know what I'm saying? You know Corey,
Yeah.
man. And I love my brother to death, man. But he one of them cats that be like, he'll break his back for you.
Yeah.
But I be like, bro, like it's okay.
Right.
And he got a family now. He got, responsibilities now. So
Yeah.
now I gotta like try so hard to not even try to, ask him for stuff. Same thing with my folks. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, man, like right at this moment, I don't really have nobody that I can't say no to. You know what I'm saying? It used to be, fam, my parents most definitely, because they, I love my folks, man. They've done a lot for me. They the reason why I got half of this stuff. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? All
shoot.
of this equipment and
Shout
stuff
out
like
to
that.
Johnny's family,
You
yo,
know what I'm
'cause we
saying?
definitely
They, man.
I must be family too, because I helped in some along the way. I guess I'm the brother.
But yeah,
Nah, man,
it's
dope.
it's one of them things, man, where it's like, like we all just kind of communicate with each other. We all understand each other's situation.
That's the best thing, to understand
Yeah.
the situation before you ask. Like, that person going through something. I'm not going to ask that
Yeah.
person because they're going through
Right.
something.
Now, what I will say is I've had friends in the past, you know what I'm saying, close friends, best friends who I couldn't say no to. But, some things went down and I was like, nah, you taking my kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it changes your whole
Perspective.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I got a little
Hey, I'm
tongue
with
tied,
you,
you
bro.
know
I'm
what I'm
right
saying?
there, right there.
Because it's like, all right, I'm a nice guy, you know, oh, you need a ride, you know what I'm saying, somewhere, you need this, you need that. All right, bro, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead. I'm going to clock out of work early so that I can get you out the way, you know, do what you got to do because I understand your situation.
Right.
But when you start getting me in some, you know,
Yeah, that's my
issues and
biggest
some
thing.
trouble.
When it start like messing with my life, then it's like brother. But I feel like for me, it's probably my siblings and of course my dad, cause my dad's my everything. Like my dad, I wouldn't even, not alone wouldn't be breathing, but I wouldn't be able to do the things I do now and be able to move the way I move to where people can even ask me for stuff and I can do that. But I think my siblings, especially when it comes to like babysitting and anything like that, cause I just know how. When you got kids and stuff like that, so if I need to,
It's hard,
if I need to babysit my niece or my nephew, it's like no problem at all. 'Cause I understand that like they need that break, you know what I mean? And it's like,
and then you look at it like I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you know,
I gotta step it. I ain't doing nothing.
I tend to run my rub my no parenthood life in my siblings' face sometimes. Like, well, what you doing? I'm going to New York, brother.
You know, I'm chilling. I'm going to New York for the weekend.
How you going to afford New York, bro? I don't have kids. Like I can afford a lot of stuff. Like I think people with kids sometimes forget. I told my sisters up there. I said I think people with kids they so used to like those bills going toward their kids that. When you got money, it's like, how you got money? It's like, I don't have kids. Like, that $1,000 you put aside for your babies, that's my $1,000 for some new sneakers. Like, I'm about to buy a whole outfit with this.
But here's the thing, too, because it's like, you know, like, it goes back to, like, your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because the next thing I want to ask is, do you generally learn from your mistakes? Because, like, my heart at a certain time in my life was, you know, so big for certain people. And they messed it up. And I'm the type of I'm a Virgo, dog. You mess up with me, yo, you getting cut off.
Shout out to them. That's why we click so much.
You know what I'm saying?
Virgos and
You know
Taurus
what I'm saying?
click,
I'm telling you.
That's why we click
you
so
mess
much.
up with me, it's a wrap. And it's going to take a lot. And
I'm like over here, I'm not even a Virgo. I'm a Scorpio,
I mean,
dog.
but,
Like,
you know, y'all cool, too. And we ain't going to get into
So y'all cool,
Zodiac.
too?
No,
Right,
we ain't
right.
going to get into Zodiac. That's a whole nother, you know,
That's a
podcast
whole
episode right there, you
podcast
know.
right there.
But I'm one of them cats, man, where it's like, you know, because I will really do anything, man. Like I love so hard, bro. And it's like, you know, I would drop everything to help somebody out, you know, especially, you know, my homies, my friends, my family, all that. But if you mess that up, yo, it's a wrap. And it takes a lot for you to get back. You know, to that level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I say all that to say, man, it's like, you know, I've been through some stuff where it's like, you know, man, like you wear your heart on your sleeve, man, and it's like you gotta learn from those mistakes, man. Like I don't know about y'all.
I'm big petty.
Yeah.
I'm big petty. I will do as much as I can for you. That's why I always say like this, because I'm my father's son. If my father didn't like you, you was a bad person, because my father loved everybody.
Oh,
so if he was like, I don't mess with that cat, it's like, oh, you must be terrible.
Right.
I'm the same way. Like you can. If you really know me, I take the shirt on my back for you. But if you do me wrong, I'm like, bro, I can't fool with you no more, Slim. Like I really can't.
What about you, P? Like you ever been in a situation where it's like, you know, because you're a pretty, you know, heartfelt dude. Like you really, you know, help people out. But have you ever been in a situation where you had to learn from, you know, your mistakes of being sometimes too nice or or doing, you know, doing too much for somebody?
Yeah. Well, all the time. Like
Yeah.
I think like probably like every month I could probably think of something I do for
dang,
people. I'm
bro.
like, God, dang, I don't think I should have probably went the extra mile like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like they only asked you $50. I gave them like $100. Like should I really did that?
Right.
Because they probably buying a bunch of whatever. Anyway, yeah, most of the time I probably would say so. Like even like doing my job at times, like you know, at work if like a family like needs food or whatever, I may end up giving them like a little bit of, you know, groceries for food and whatever, and not even just that. Since it's Christmas time, like let me go ahead and throw some toys in there for your child also. But at the same time, I'm like, they did come up here in this expensive car. Did they really need what they needed, or was it just me because I had a good heart? I just want to act to take
Hey, I'm
advantage
admit, it
of
was a time when Paris looked out for me when I needed it, and he looked out.
Nah,
I'm trying to tell you.
Nah, it's
It was,
anytime.
it was a good amount of money too, and he never asked for it, you know. And he looked out. Now, really, like a good dude,
Hey,
like
I
dropped
would-
everything, met up with me, and was like, "Here you go, bro." And I was like, "I love this nigga, man."
Because it's hard out here,
To this day,
man.
you can't say nothing bad to me about Paris. Not Paris Hughes. You know,
Right.
what you say about Paris
Like
Hughes?
PH. Paris Hughes?
That is a
Like,
law-abiding,
why-
understanding brother. What are you talking about? He's a king.
And see, y'all don't understand too, man. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this real quick, man. Me and Paris, we've been best friends, and we haven't even hit each other up in a couple years.
Yeah, but it's all good, though.
This been my brother since elementary school,
no lie,
dog.
like 5th grade, man.
Like
Paris'
four.
real best friend is Chris Spencer. Chris, if you out there,
Man,
Hey,
back up
no,
from the mic.
no
Back
offense
up
to
from the
Chris,
mic.
though. Hey, Chris, I love you too, bro. That's like my high school best friend. But Johnny
Right.
was my element. I think I got
We go-
best friends for each stage.
Bro, you know
each
what I'm
grade
saying?
level, like
Man,
elementary Johnny.
me and Paris, man, we went to elementary, middle school, and high school together,
Y'all
man.
damn near brothers.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
straight
pretty
up,
much,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
Same shape.
Band
You know,
class,
his
marching band,
his
all that.
mama, my mama, his mama.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? All
What
that.
Johnny doing?
That's right, you know.
Doing?
I ain't see him. You better tell that boy come over here and say hi to me.
Like, come here, you want some chicken, baby?
That's
Come on,
right. You know,
come
I
on,
was just cooking. You know.
First of all, how old are y'all mothers? Because it sounds like
Man,
90-year-old
you know.
women.
Nah,
Hey.
hey, my mom
You know
like
what I'm
50
saying?
something. You know,
Oh, I know,
Same
yeah.
thing, same thing.
How your pop doing?
he's doing good. You know, I wish he cut back on the cigarettes. You know
Uh-oh.
what I mean? 'Cause-
That's another podcast right
But,
there.
you
You
know,
know
Don't
what
hit
I'm
me
saying?
with your
I
buzz.
love my father, yo, but you know, I just hope that eventually, like, he'll stop, like, with all the smoking and whatnot. I don't mind people smoke weed or whatever, but at the end of the day,
Hopefully he'll see this,
nicotine, man,
man.
come on, y'all just gotta chill out on it a little bit. I want us to be able to be here for as long
Hey,
as
I
we
feel
can
you,
be.
bro. I feel you.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast right
No
there.
lie,
man.
hey,
You
that's
know
we
what
done
I'm
got
saying?
like what 3 other topics that we can do already for the next podcast.
Hey, somebody write this down real
Zodiac
quick.
signs,
You know,
cigarettes, and all that.
Yeah,
So
man.
it seems like the general topic is your heart can get in the way of you making the wrong or right decisions. It all depends
Yeah.
on the situation
Right,
at hand.
right. I
it's-
agree.
Definitely, most definitely.
Well, I'm glad. Look, we had a nice talk about the situation, man.
Yeah,
It's two
man.
upstanding brothers. We're gonna have P back on for another show, man.
Most
'cause
definitely.
He's one of the wise. These are some of the smartest brothers I've ever been around. You know what I mean? As far as how they are, well-raised guys, man. We need more like them.
I appreciate that.
'Cause I ain't
About the
shit.
Bird Box don't though. I mean, remember y'all got to speak about Bird Box and I know Joyner spoke about the black. What was it called?
What, Black Mirror?
Yeah, Black Mirror.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
Black
about
Mirror.
that. I was about to say the
Yeah.
black box. or
I mean,
something.
like, yeah, you know, like Bird Box, man, like, you know, for those who haven't seen it, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care. You gonna watch it regardless.
If you ain't seen it by now, it's your fault.
Yeah, right, yeah, like it's
Get
been out.
Netflix. Pay the
Yeah.
$9.99. Matter of fact, it's on sale before
You know what I'm saying?
right
Straight
now.
up, you know.
Until
But
May.
but
Pay the
but
$4.99.
but for those who don't know, man, Bird Box is this movie where, you know, there was some entity that if you looked at it, you just like start going crazy and then you just commit suicide.
Whatever your mind makes you go crazy.
Right, you know. And what's crazy is like it got to the point where nobody could be trusted. Everybody had to stay inside. So there were just certain situations, like, you know, from the start, there was this guy, he had told his wife, don't go outside. And the wife was like, I gotta help this lady. This lady is pregnant. I gotta help her out.
Yeah, I remember that scene.
and she runs out there, helps the pregnant lady get up.
Right.
But then she looks and sees the entity and then she dies.
She dies.
So
right.
then the husband is like, I told her not to go outside. But, you know, her heart was
Yeah.
saying, you know, I understand that.
But it's a pregnant lady.
It's a
out
pregnant lady
Right.
out there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I got to do. And then she ended up, you know, dying. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Another instance was when, where was it? They told, you know, the people in the house, hey, don't open up the door for anybody. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Sat there, open up the door for another pregnant girl.
Right.
Right? And she was cool at first.
there.
Right.
Being in
But
his mind.
then she ended up opening up the door for somebody, and she felt like, well, you guys open up the door for me. I feel like, you know, I gotta open up the door for somebody,
Nah,
you know,
but
for
it's like,
somebody
is this
too.
your house?
Right, you know what I'm saying?
just open
Like
up our door
first,
for
look,
everybody up
look,
in
we
here.
were all here, you know what I'm saying? Like first, you know. So it's one of them things where it's like, you know, the second time when she opened up the door for the guy came in there, man, he shut everything down. Everybody ended up dying, all kinds of stuff. So I mean, that's like, you know, just a little topic, you know, little excerpt of, you know, what went down.
Right.
Y'all can go check that out, man. You know, we ain't doing no promos.
We'll
but,
put the spoiler alert at the beginning of this case.
you know what I'm saying?
Spoiler
Straight
alert,
up,
if
you know.
haven't seen this movie,
Yeah.
now you saw it after
Straight
you
up.
watched this, so.
But y'all, you know, it looks like we running out of time, man. You know what I'm saying? Paris, man,
fun,
we
man.
thank you so much for
Hey,
coming through. We
it's a
definitely
pleasure
gonna
to
have
be
you
here.
come back, man, for a couple more episodes.
Oh
man,
yeah,
most
yeah, yeah. I
definitely.
can't wait to come back.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in to That Ain't Law
That ain't
podcast.
law. And always remember, if you don't take care of yourself, your family, and, you know, generally people around you, that ain't law.
That ain't law,
Yeah,
man.
ain't
And
law,
you
man.
you will end up being on this podcast. You know, we gonna talk about you. You know, you will be the topic of discussion. Straight
We only
up.
talk about people we love, though. Let's put that out there.
What?
No, people we don't love neither.
Man,
Yeah,
man,
bump it up.
everybody getting it.
Everybody get it.
Everybody getting something. You know, we don't care who you is. For real. But yeah, man, thanks for tuning in, y'all, man. Y'all give it up for Big Paris in the house,
Yo,
man. You
it's
know
been a
what I'm
pleasure.
saying?
I'll catch y'all next time,
Most
y'all.
definitely. All right.